Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to show us how to do a simple data entry process in Excel. We are also going to see how to use data validation in Excel. So data validation is a process where you try to ensure that whatever is inputted into a cell or column or a row in Excel is what is intended. So it's a protection against mistakes in data entry. So let's see how we can do that. So the first thing we want to do is, I have this data set that has student's name, student ID, the date of birth, and the class that the student belongs to. So in order to do this simple data entry process, so I could go like this and say student's name, let's say Bola, and let's say student ID, and I can set date of birth. You can set date of birth is 4th of March 2024. So I can say the person belongs to a class of 2024. So we have all of this. 3. So we have this, and we keep going and going and going like that. But there's a much easier way to do it, and the much easier way to do it is to use the form in Excel. So to access the form in Excel, you need to go to your quick access bar in Excel. So you can see customize quick access bar. So you click on it and go to more commands. From your more commands, you see popular commands. Then you need to come down to either use all commands or command not in the ribbon. So let me just use command not in the ribbon. You need to scroll down to look for forms. You need to scroll to look for forms. So forms. So here is the form. So you can always, I have my own form here already. So if you don't have, you just select it and add. Then you click on OK. Then you are going to have your forms here. So what the next thing you need to do is to select your range. So you can select the range you want to input the data. So you come like this and select the column. So then you go to your forms and you start with new. So because I already have this data, it has recognized data, so I can always put new, so I can start inputting my data. And that thing you can do is to turn your data into a table. So this is the data range. I can just use Ctrl T to turn it into a table and click on OK. So it is a table now. You can always choose another table design, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be in a table anyways. You can just leave it the way it is, so it doesn't affect how you put your form. So you can go ahead and put the form. Then I'm going to put new. Then I can say $. Then I can give it a student ID of $. I go to the next student ID DTA. I can write DTA4 and date of birth. I can say 20th of April 2024. Then the class, I can say class 3. Then I'll just need new. So I continue like that. I can have a new student and I can call this one Benga. I can call this Benga. So Benga. So student ID, I can say DTA3, and I can give the date of birth 20th of September 2013, like that. Then I can say class 2, and I just need to use new. So here I have a problem. They said this value does not match the data validation restriction defined for this cell. So I'll click OK. So when I started this form, I did a data validation on this column. So the data validation I did is I'll click I'll change this date to 2024. So it's new. So what I need to come, I'm going to cancel my form. Then I'll go back to this cell, go back to my data tab, and go to data validation. So we have data validation. So I have data validation, and data validation I have put, go to my settings. I have selected a date. That what I want for this column is a date. For this date, I choose data between, so I can choose not between equals to, so between is what I chose. So I want dates between 1st of January 2024 and 1st of January 2026. So if it's below, if I put a date that starts before 1st of January 2024, it's not going to allow it. If I put a date if I put a date after 1st of January 2026, it's not going to allow it. And for example, now if you can see apply these changes to all other sets in the same setting. So let's say before I apply the data validation, I have put something that is not within this range. It's going to apply the same settings to it. So here I can just click on OK. So data validation is what you can do to ensure data accuracy, to ensure that no error is allowed during your data entry process. So for example, I can go to the student name column, go back to my data validation, then for my data validation, I click on data validation. Then instead of any value, I want to change it to a text. So let's just choose a list. So the list I want to go to, or I can choose text length. Yes, let me choose text length. Then between, I want text length between 4, and the maximum should be 10. The maximum should be 10. So I can click on OK. So now if I go back to my form, and I click on new, and I say for the student name, if I put something like Phil, and for the student ID I put GTA2, and the date of birth I put 20th of April 2024. Then I put class 1. Then I click on new. For the student's name, is not supposed to have set it because I have set the data validation that the minimum character should be 4, and the highest character should be 10. So when I click on new, so it says that this value does not match the data validation restriction defined for this cell. So I need to cancel it. So it will not allow it. So that is how it works. So I can just go back and scroll through my entries, and I'll scroll through my entries. So for this last one, I can try to change it to Fola and make sure that the student ID has DTA3, and now it's going to accept it. So it has updated what we have. So that is how to do a simple data entry process.